Hey, what's up guys, I'm Apache King and welcome back to another video. In this video I have some more Infinite Warfare news regarding a Game of Thrones character featuring in the campaign, some information on the crew members for the campaign, and also how you can get early access to the Modern Warfare Remaster. So let's get straight into it. So, Entertainment Weekly has posted a new video of Kit Harington, the Game of Thrones star, who plays Jon Snow, teasing a new project that he's working on. The video shows him entering what appears to be a motion capture set being wheeled into a cage. Forbes has followed up and reported that this video is teasing his work in Infinite Warfare. Forbes claims that Harington plays a major role in Infinite Warfare's story, and he's a major role in the story because he plays the villain in Infinite Warfare's campaign, and this was confirmed by Activision in a press release. So there's a quote and it says, "Kit is an amazing talent," and the consummate pro, said Taylor Karofsky, narrative director at Infinity Ward. "Our story is about an epic showdown of opposing forces, and Kit immersed himself into the role and truly became the embodiment of the enemy, the settlement defense front. We can't wait for fans to see Kit play an entirely different kind of character." In addition, Activision has revealed that Guy Ritchie, which is the director of Snatch and Man from U.N.C.L.E., is working closely with Infinity Ward in an unannounced production role. So Guy Ritchie is a friend of the franchise, so it was great to have him back to work with us, assisting in bringing Kit Harington's character to life in Infinite Warfare, added Dave Stoll, studio head of Infinity Ward. "It meant a lot to us to develop the role into everything it could be. We're excited about the performance Kit delivered and can't wait to get it out to the public. We're committed to delivering a compelling story with rich character depth, and this was a special opportunity to add to our fantastic cast. Gathering this level of talent together for this role speaks to our studio partners' drive to deliver a powerful narrative in Call of Duty," said Tim Ellis, Chief Marketing Officer at Activision. "We challenge ourselves to constantly be fresh and expansive in creating gripping, immersive experiences that are exciting to play for our fans every year." So this is quite cool, the way they're bringing celebrities into the campaign. Like, they kind of did, I don't think they did that with Black Ops 3, I can't quite remember, but they did that in Advanced Warfare. It was Kevin Spacey, I believe, they had in. There's also a new interview with Game Informer. Infinity Ward's narrative director Taylor Karofsky has revealed the role that Kit Harington plays. And like I said, he's a villain, but his name is Admiral Salen Koch, which is the leader of the Settlement Defense Front in Infinite Warfare. There's another quote and it says, "I'm pleased to announce that Kit plays Admiral Salen Koch. He's the leader of the Settlement Defense Front's fleet at the helm of their biggest ship, the Olympus Mons. It's a classic war story in a different setting, naval warfare with two captains dueling it out in the reaches of space. Koch is the most skilled sailor of the SDF, so you as Rays are up against a guy with a ton of experience who has a vendetta against your entire way of life. You've also just been thrust into the role of leadership, and the enemy is ostensibly a massive threat, better skilled and has a larger fleet. They also have a massive, dangerous ship, the Olympus Mons, hunting you throughout the story." Infinity Ward team had to reveal to London in order to do the gameplay capture with Harington, as he's there for a theatre performance he's working on. Now, I can't quite remember what the theatre performance was, but he was on this program called This Morning, which is on ITV, and he was talking about his new play he's doing. I can't remember what he said about it, but I don't know. But yeah, that explains why they had to ask for permission and that. So the Infinity Ward team travelled to London to shoot with Kit, because he's currently in a theatre production there for the rest of the summer. "We were able to finish everything for the role over the course of about a week, and the team is really excited with his performance and how he's looking in game. So since they only doing it for a week, I'm assuming he's not in it that much, even though he's supposed to be the main villain. I don't see how in just a week they can do all his parts unless he's that good at remembering. I'm not quite sure. I don't know, it just seems kind of impossible, really. And like he's not in it much, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he is in it a lot. Don't know. So there's new details of Infinity War's campaign that's been revealed. So Game Informer has revealed the first details about about each of the crew members that you will play alongside in Infinite Warfare's campaign. So there's Raze. Players in the game will play as Raze, who starts off as a lieutenant in-game and gets promoted to the captain position. In a first for Call of Duty, Raze is the leader of the crew, which makes all of the decisions you make in Infinite Warfare incredibly important. So this sounds quite interesting, because instead of you just, you know, like there's some leader or you know, your crew, and he just says follow all the time, at least this time you actually get to, you know, decide what happens, where do you go first, and all this. It seems like you have to actually think about it if it is like that, where if you don't do it properly you end up failing a mission or whatever. That'd be quite cool, because it really gets you to think about it rather than just rush through the campaign and then, you know, just forget about it. There's also Admiral Rains. Rains plays a mentor role to Raze in Infinite Warfare. The catastrophe of the Geneva attack has left Rains stuck in combat on the ground after the SDF attack. According to Game Informer, while you get advice from Rains, you will not see him in battles often. Sergeant Omar, and I'll show a picture on screen as well. Sergeant Omar is played by David Harwood. Omar has a personal vengeance against the Settlement Defense Front, as his family was personally affected by their attacks. Although Raze and Omar do not see eye to eye throughout the game, Omar is all about getting missions done and always has your back in game. Next one is Lieutenant Salter, and I'll show a picture of her on screen as well. The graphics look very good, by the way. I'm kind of surprised because in the E3 trailer, like, to be honest, it just, like, the gameplay just, to me, looks like Black Ops 3 and last gen, like, barely any detail and, you know, all grey and kind of boring. But if that's just, you know, as a demo, and it's not actually going to look like that, it's going to look like this image you can see on screen, then that's quite cool. It's just like the last two Call of Duty's really nice graphics. Well, actually, these graphics kind of remind me of Advanced Warfare, because Black Ops 3's graphics kind of sort of like a clay sort of graphics. Like, they're still good, but they sort of look like clay. So Salter and Raze are very close friends in Infinite Warfare. They work together in SCARS, or SCARS, and although Salter has some issues adjusting to Raze being in command, they both are able to work together to get things done. There's also the ETH.3N, which is some sort of robot, and the last piece, this is actually the last piece of information they revealed, and he's an enhanced tactical humanoid 3rd revision. This is the robot that you saw in the Ship Assault gameplay video, and it's programmed to have more human empathy and is able to bring a sense of humor and intelligence to the team. So that sounds kind of interesting. A robot that will, you know, make you laugh and tell jokes and that. Might sound kind of stupid, but, you know, it might make the story interesting rather than just a normal robot that just does what it's told all the time. You know, if it's more human, that'd be quite interesting. So lastly, there's been more details on the Modern Warfare Remastered campaign early access offer for PS4. So, as announced by PlayStation at E3, if you purchase select editions of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare at participating retailers on PlayStation 4, you can get access to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered campaign on October 5th, which is 30 days earlier from the release. And Activision support has posted a new FAQ, frequently asked questions, with more details on how this offer will work. So, retailer pre-purchase. If you are planning on buying Infinite Warfare at a retailer, you must fully pay off your purchase of the game in order to get access to the MWR, which is Modern Warfare Remastered campaign 30 days early. Pre-orders are not the same thing as pre-purchase. Once you fully complete your purchase of the Legacy or Legacy Pro Edition, your retailer should give you a download code to enter on the PlayStation Store. That code will give you access to Modern Warfare Remastered's campaign on October 5th. Check with your retailer if they are participating in this offer. In the US, GameStop has confirmed that this offer is valid at their stores. There's also the PlayStation Store that is offering this, or at least they seem to be. When I looked at it, they seem to be, so I'm assuming them as well. One video I was talking about it, where we didn't know what that bonus content was on a little scratch card thing that they gave you at GameStop. Well, now we know that it's for the Modern Warfare Remastered. So there's a digital pre-purchase. If you are planning on pre-purchasing the deluxe or legacy, digital legacy editions of Infinite Warfare digitally on the PS4 store. So yeah, I was right, you can pre-order on the PlayStation Store and still get access to it. You will automatically get access to the Modern Warfare Remastered campaign on October 5th. PlayStation will notify you on October 5th when the Modern Warfare Remastered campaign is ready for download, so you'll probably just get a notification when you turn on your PlayStation. Or it might actually, if you leave it in rest mode, it might download overnight, like when it's ready. I'm not quite sure though, you might have to actually initiate it, but I'm not quite sure. The PlayStation 4 store requires you to pay the full price of the game upon pre-purchasing it on the store. And this offer only grants 30 days early access to the entire campaign of Modern Warfare Remastered. The multiplayer mode will be available to play on Friday, November the 4th, alongside Infinite Warfare's release. All of the progress you make on the Modern Warfare Remastered campaign prior to the November 4th launch will transfer over. After the early access period ends on November, players who had early access to the campaign will be required to re-download the full final version of Modern Warfare Remastered included in select editions Infinite Warfare. The final version of Modern Warfare Remastered, which launches on November 4th, will give you full download access to the multiplayer mode alongside the campaign mode. I think this is a little bit stupid. We have to re-download it again. I don't get why you can't just keep the campaign downloaded and then you get a notification for the multiplayer and then you download the multiplayer. I don't get why it can't, do it like that. Seems a bit stupid to be honest, but oh well, we'll have to re-download it again if you plan on doing this. This offer is valid from now through November the 3rd, meaning if you pre-purchase at a retailer or pre-purchase digitally after October the 5th, you will be granted immediate access to Modern Warfare Remastered campaign on PlayStation 4. Xbox One and PC players can get access to Modern Warfare Remastered alongside Call of Duty Infinite Warfare on November the 4th. So unfortunately, you guys on Xbox and PC, you'll have to wait until the actual release date, which I know they have a partnership and everything, but it still seems kind of unfair. They should even if it's just 2 weeks for the other platforms, and then PS4 has an extra 30 days, that'd be better, but unfortunately it's not like that. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.